Hi guys, welcome back to All Things Wholesome. This is a channel where we discuss all things that teaches about money sustainability. Today I'm going to be talking about credit. I'll be defining what credit is, and I'll be showing the most common types of credits that we have and their examples. The first thing is to define what credit is. Credit is a contractual agreement whereby one is able to buy something that they cannot afford with an understanding that they will have to pay later. It involves a borrower and a lender. A lender is the one that lends you something. In this case, it will be money. And a borrower is the one who receives that money. Once a person decides that they need something that they cannot afford at the moment, they have to look at credit. The lender then looks at the total amount of money one can borrow and decide whether or not to go into an agreement with the borrower. There are a lot of factors that lenders look at before they can borrow you their money. The borrower must in turn agree to pay back the principal amount plus interest. The principal amount is the total amount that is owed by the borrower. The interest is the additional amount that you have to pay the lender for the rights to use their money. After credit is created, it is then referred to as debt. The moment debt is created, it is both a liability to the borrower and an asset to the lender. There's a lot of reasons why people use credit. Just for conversation, I just want you to comment down below, why do you use credit if you have any? So I'll also comment because I do have credit. Now I'll be sharing the most common types of credits that exist and give examples of each. Number one is installment credit. This type of credit is granted to a borrower in agreement that they will pay in installments or regular intervals in a given period of time until the debt is settled. In simple terms, I can say this type of credit is when you borrow a large sum of money and you cannot pay it off just once. You have to divide it into installments to pay it back over a period of time. Examples of installment credit usually is mortgages, vehicle finance, student loans, personal loans. Usually these items are expensive and they require a large sum of money, hence you can pay it in installments. Let's say you want a car and then you go to a dealership, you get your car, they tell you this car costs this much, and the bank calculates its monthly installment, so they tell you that this is the amount of money you're going to pay each month for this car for a certain period of time. So you are paying down that money in small quantities until you finish off your balance. Number two is revolving credit. This type of credit is granted in agreements that allows the borrower to borrow money rapidly up to a certain limit. They are expected to pay the current outstanding balance that is due in regular payments. An example of revolving credit, I'm going to use a credit card. So let's say you need a credit card, you go to a certain company, they give you a credit card. That card has a certain amount and it has a limit. So let's say the card has a limit of 20,000. So you take that 20,000 and you use it all, which means you've maxed out your credit card. And then let's say over the 6 months you've been paying back your credit, and now maybe you have, after 6 months you have 6,000. Revolving means that you can still take that 6,000 and go buy something else, maybe max it out again, pay it off. That is what they mean when they say revolving credit. It means you can reuse it again. So number three, we have service credit. This type of credit allows the borrower to use services before payments. These payments are not fixed and the outstanding balances are due in full after every billing cycle. Examples of service credits are utility bills, it can be lawyers' services, it can be medical bills. So all of the service you use first before you pay. Let's say you have a medical condition and you decide to go see a doctor. The doctor will then perform his services on you. He will check you, he'll prescribe medication for you, and then after he will give you a bill, and then you have to settle that bill in full at the end of your services. So that's the example of a service credit. Financial education is the key to unlock money skills that helps maximize your opportunities and create wealth for yourself. This is the end of the video. Thank you for allowing me in your space and lending me your ear. Always remember that I love you. Have a lovely, productive day.